Every frame of a Marvel movie costs something. Every second of slow motion, every blast of light across the multiverse, it all carries a price tag. But Avengers. Doomsday is not just another film. It's the most expensive gamble in modern cinema. And behind every camera, one question dominates every conversation in Hollywood. How much are the Avengers really getting paid? The answers are staggering. Not rumors, not leaks, but numbers echoed by Variety, Deadline, and The Hollywood Reporter. Numbers that prove this isn't a movie anymore. It's an economic event. The return of legends. When Avengers Endgame closed its curtain, the audience cried. But Marvel's accountants cried too, because losing Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Scarlett Johansson meant losing hundreds of millions in brand equity. Bringing them, or parts of them, back meant opening the vault. Robert Downey Jr., from Iron Man to Dr. Doom Variety, and multiple outlets confirm that Downey's return as Dr. Doom carries the richest contract in MCU history. Analysts place it between $80 and $100 million for Doomsday plus Secret Wars combined. That figure includes base pay, box office bonuses, and profit participation. For context, Downey earned about $75 million for Endgame, mostly from back-end points tied to its $2.79 billion global gross. No, he's surpassing even that. Disney knows that Downey's presence isn't just casting, it's marketing. Every frame with him sells nostalgia, redemption, and ticket guarantees. Perks, private jet, personal staff, full creative consultation rights with the Russos. At this level, he's not an actor, he's a co-architect of the franchise. The Russo brothers directing The Payday Joe and Anthony Russo changed the MCU forever with Infinity War and Endgame. To lure them back, Disney reportedly offered around $80 million total for the two-film deal, Doomsday and Secret Wars. That's one of the biggest directing contracts ever, on par with Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings backend. Their return signals stability. Marvel's last few years have been rocky. The Russos are the safety net that justifies the studio's enormous risk. Chris Hemsworth, the god of renewal. Post Love and Thunder, Hemsworth's base salary reached roughly $20 million per film. Reports indicate Doomsday pushes that slightly higher, closer to $25 million, matching his A-tier status and longevity. He's the only original Avenger still leading solo projects, and his contract reflects franchise insurance, marketing bonuses, back-end cuts, and first-class global tour arrangements. Mark Ruffalo, the quiet negotiator. Unlike his louder co-stars, Ruffalo's MCU deals have remained moderate but steady, around $8 to $10 million per appearance, Variety once noted. For Doomsday, insiders estimate a jump toward the upper end of that range, especially as Hulk becomes a narrative bridge between old Avengers and new ones. Brie Larson, the cosmic pay grade. Larson's Captain Marvel contract originally paid about $5 million for her first film, according to Hollywood Reporter archives. After the Marvels and her growing presence, her Doomsday paycheck is expected to land in the $15 to $20 million range. She remains one of the few actors under a multi-picture extension, ensuring parity with Hemsworth by Secret Wars. Benedict Cumberbatch. The Master of Profits Cumberbatch's Multiverse of Madness payout was roughly $7.5 million base plus bonuses. His new contract escalates. Analysts predict $12 to $15 million for Doomsday. Why? Because Doctor Strange is now the moral spine of the new Avengers era. Marvel's accountants see him as the narrative glue, worth every digit. Tom Holland, the next anchor. Even though Spider-Man operates under Sony's wing, Holland's crossover paydays remain high. For No Way Home, his total approached $10 million plus backend. If his cameo or full participation in Doomsday holds, he could reach $20 to $25 million, propelled by his Gen Z audience and social media pull. Sony co-finances part of that salary, but the impact belongs entirely to Marvel's box office math. Scarlett Johansson, the legacy clause. Officially, Natasha Romanoff died in Endgame. Unofficially, Johansson still influences Marvel's financial table. After her Black Widow lawsuit, Disney restructured talent deals to prevent future conflicts. She earned about $20 million upfront for Widow, and an additional settlement believed near $40 million. Even if she appears in flashbacks or as producer, her back-end percentage rights still trigger residuals across MCU Phase 6. In a way, Johansson is being paid for absence, a ghost line item on the Avengers collective payroll. The new Avengers contracts. The multiverse demands new blood. With each new hero comes a new negotiation. Florence Pugh, the heir apparent. After Black Widow and Thunderbolts, Pugh's MCU rise is steep. Industry observers at Deadline suggest her per-film salary now sits between $5 and $8 million, with Doomsday marking her first true ensemble Avengers appearance. She represents Marvel's shift toward younger, prestige actor credibility, Oscar-nominated talent with blockbuster reach. Anthony Mackie, the captain of continuity. Now officially Captain America, Mackie's solo film reportedly pays $10 to $15 million. That same figure likely rolls into Doomsday. Marvel sees him as the connective tissue between legacy and next-gen. He carries symbolism more than spectacle, and the paycheck confirms that value. Elizabeth Olsen, the wildcard return. After Multiverse of Madness, Olsen's future was uncertain, but insiders claim she's set for a limited limited but significant return, around $10 million for an appearance that might redefine Wanda Maximoff. Her contract also includes producer consultation, reflecting her creative leverage. Other ensemble players: Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, approximately $8 to $12 million. Evangeline Lilly, around $4 million. Simu Liu, Shang-Chi, $6 to $8 million. Haley Steinfeld, Kate Bishop, $2 to $4 million as rising star clause. Letitia Wright, Shuri, $7 to $10 million. Each edition scales according to screen time and future potential. The pattern is clear. Marvel is front-loading loyalty now to avoid renegotiations later. Production cost industry trackers estimate Doomsday's production budget surpasses $400 million, rivaling Endgame's $356 million. Add marketing, global releases, and interest on loans, Disney's total exposure could hit $650 to $700 million before a single ticket sells. At $100 million for Downey, $80 million for directors, and dozens of multi-million-dollar contracts, talent costs alone exceed $250 million, more than the entire budget of the first Avengers, 2012. Why Marvel pays this much? Because Endgame proved something priceless. Collective emotion sells. Every actor's return, every callback line, every tear-jerking goodbye equals global virality. Marvel is paying for moments, instant cultural currency. A studio insider told Deadline, when audiences see Downey again, they're not buying a ticket, they're buying closure. That closure just happens to cost 9 figures. The shadow of Secret Wars. All these contracts stretch into Avengers. Secret Wars 2027. Reports suggest combined pay packages for that sequel could exceed $300 million, easily the largest talent outlay ever for a single film. Marvel is treating Doomsday and Secret Wars as two halves of one financial organism. The risk is breathtaking, but the alternative, irrelevance, is worse. The industry ripple other studios watch closely. If Doomsday succeeds, expect salary escalation across Warner Bros. DC projects and Sony's Spider-Verse. If it flops, expect salary caps and contract restructuring across Hollywood. This one movie could redefine pay ceilings for an entire decade. Every major star's agent is waiting to quote the Downey precedent: cultural value versus monetary value. There's a poetic symmetry to it. The franchise that taught audiences about teamwork is now testing the limits of individual worth. In Doomsday, heroes fight cosmic collapse. In reality, Marvel fights economic gravity. The numbers themselves become part of the story, a meta-narrative about how much the world will pay for hope. So now you know the truth. Downey Jr., $100 million plus. Hemsworth, $25 million. Larson, $20 million. Cumberbatch, $15 million. Dozens more, each earning more than entire indie films. The total? Over $250 million in cast salaries alone. Enough to fund 10 Oscar-winning dramas. Enough to remind Hollywood that heroism isn't cheap. But the question remains, is it worth it? Will Avengers Doomsday justify the cost of its own legend? Or will this be the moment when even heroes become too expensive to save? Tell me in the comments, which actor's paycheck shocked you most? And do you think Marvel can still earn our hearts the way it once did? Because here at Gravity of Frame, we don't just reveal the numbers, we reveal the gravity behind them.